So you want to land your first job as a business analyst, but you don't know where to start. What's the first step? You don't know. Well, I'm here to help you with just that. What is going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. I am the BA Tutor, and on this channel, I talk all things in the space of the world of the business analyst. So if you're interested in that, which it looks like you are because you clicked on the video, please make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. That is the best way you guys can support me, and make sure to turn on post notifications. So with that being said, let's talk about this, right? Everybody wants to know, how do you land your first job as a business analyst? Maybe you're somebody that literally is, from a completely different space, field, job or whatever, and you are trying to enter this world of the business analyst and land your first job. How do you get started? What do you do? What are the steps you take? Well, I'm here to lay all of that out for you guys. So let's get started. So how do you go about this? How do you land your first job as a business analyst? Well, you got to have a plan. You got to have a plan, right? Because without a plan, you're setting yourself up for failure, okay? Because you're just going to be unorganized. You're not going to know what to do. You're going to try to make things up along the way. No. Got to have a plan. So what's the plan? What's the first step in the plan? Let's talk about it. The number one step by far when you are starting out is going to be to self-educate and train. So I'm going to say training, self-educate. And what do I mean by this? Well, if you are trying to inquire about anything, not just, business analysts, you are going to want to learn as much as you can about it. Okay, so you're going to want to know what exactly a business analyst is, what it entails, what are the requirements, what do I do on a day-to-day basis. Everything about the job you're going to want to know, right? And so you have to go out and do this training and this self-educating. Now, luckily, I've got plenty of videos on my channel you guys can go check out that talk about these very things, right? What exactly a BA is, what they do, everything that comes with being a BA. And I've even got courses for you guys. I've got a high-level course that, walks you through, step by step on becoming a business analyst. And I've got a very, very detailed step-by-step process and course as well that really walks you through it. I mean, from start to finish. So I've literally made it easier for you guys by laying it out in these courses. You guys can go check those out. It's in my description. But point is, you are going to want to self-educate and train. And you can obviously go ahead and read books and read articles, websites, but again, there's information overload that can happen with those things. So you are going to want to try to make sure that the information that you are reading, you are finding out, you're looking up is actually going to be helpful. Because if you're reading about something that doesn't have to do with, a business analyst and what exactly it entails and something related to it, it's not really going to help you. That's why I say, check out the videos, check out the courses. They should help you out immensely. Okay, so that's step number one, because you need a background and a good foundation of becoming a business analyst. Okay, step number two. Now that you have a foundation and a baseline and the self-education and the proper training, you're going to want to qualify yourself. Okay. What do I mean by qualify yourself? Well, it could be a few things, but really, qualify yourself means, okay, now that I know what exactly a business analyst is, let me go ahead and put myself in a position to become one by embarking on and taking on those traits. So, qualifications. Needing a degree. Okay, do you have a degree or do you not? Again, I'm not saying you absolutely need a bachelor's degree to become a business analyst, but it certainly helps. Certifications. You don't always need certifications, but they certainly help. They add to it, okay? But it does not just stop at, degrees and certifications. I'm talking about learning the applications, okay? The applications that business analysts use on a day-to-day basis. Those are applications that you're going to want to know how to utilize, right? Those are the ones that you're going to want to be able to say, hey, I know how to utilize these applications and work on that. But Also, we've got soft skills. You, as a business analyst, you're going to want to know how to communicate properly. You're going to want to know how to critically think. So not just the hard skills, the technical skills, you're also going to want to work on your soft skills, the communication, become better at that, become better at critical thinking, critical analysis, because these things are all things you need to become a business analyst, okay? So you're going to need to know all of these things. You're going to need to know how, to work on all of these things, and that is how you're qualifying yourself. Because again, if you're not qualified for something, nobody is going to give you a job, right? So you have to make sure you're doing everything within your power to qualify yourself for it. And so when they do question you about it, again, you can say you are qualified. So again, just to recap here, it doesn't have to be one thing. We're talking about both hard and soft skills, like I mentioned. We're also talking about like applications, and I have videos on this as well, where business analysts, that they really need to be very, very have a very high level of expertise with Microsoft Office applications. You're going to need to know Teams, etc. So there's a number of applications you will need to know that would help you out. And so again, certifications, another one. What certifications would you need? Could it be like a Scrum Master certification, etc. So again, I'm not saying all these things are absolutely necessary, but the question here is to qualify, and they will certainly qualify you better if you do have them. Okay, let's move on to number 3. What is the third step? Okay, leveraging your experiences. Okay, so experiences. There we go. What do I mean by this? So let me just make sure that this is part of 2. Leveraging your experiences. Okay, what do I mean by this? Every single one of you watching this, you have some sort of experience in something. Okay, I'm sure you guys have worked at previous jobs. I'm sure you guys have attained some sort of experience in those jobs. Obviously you have. And so when I say leverage your experiences, people think, okay, if I'm coming from a completely different background, like I'm a teacher, or I'm somebody that worked in finance and banking, like I can't even use any of those job experiences when I apply to become a business analyst. Not true. Not true at all. Okay, because here's the thing about becoming a business analyst is it's all about transferable skills. Okay, that's the key word here, transferable. Let me actually write that down so you guys know that I am serious when I say transferable. Okay, if I spelled that correctly. So when I say transferable, what do I mean by this? I'm talking about skills that transfer over when you are trying to apply as a business analyst. So if you have worked as a teacher, let's say you have great communication skills. Well, you can go ahead and leverage that into your pursuit of becoming a business analyst by saying on your resume, hey, I've got communication skills. I'm a great communicator from my previous experience as a teacher. If you've been in banking, you're a banker. You can say, hey, I'm great with numbers and analytics, and I really know how to use these certain applications, and you can use that as a transferable skill. All we are looking for, or all you're looking for, I should say, is to be able to sell yourself by saying that even if I don't have that particular skill in a previous business analyst position, I do have it from other positions. Because again, what's the struggle, right? Is how can I get a job as a business analyst if they're looking for somebody with previous business analyst experience, but you won't give me a business analyst job without business analyst experience, right? That's the whole, round chicken and egg type of thing. And so this is where it comes in of having those transferable skills and being able to sell yourself no matter what job or experience you're coming from, because I promise you, there are some things you can use to apply and count as those transferable skills. Okay, so make sure you do that. Okay, let's now move on to step number 4, which is clean up your resume and interview skills. Okay, so this kind of goes hand in hand actually with number 3. Now that you've kind of know, okay, I have to leverage my skills, well, go ahead and then input them into your resume, because now it's time to dust off that resume and, okay, see, these are all my previous experiences. Even if I don't have experience as a business analyst, the other experiences that I do have, I'm going to go ahead and have the experiences that I can leverage that are those transferable skills, and that's how I can kind of clean up my resume. Another thing you can do is you can go to any business analyst position and pull it up, read the job description, and tailor your resume to that job description. Okay, so the job description, and this is a key here, pay attention, will usually have the most important part of what the job entails at the top, and it will go down in descending order in terms of importance to least importance. Now, I'm not saying, again, some things aren't unimportant, but they usually put the ones at the top. This is usually the case. So you want to really focus on those and take those things, those descriptions, and find a way to incorporate that into your resume. Because if I'm an employer and I have a job description and I see that your resume matches the job description that I put out there, your chances of getting hired by me are a lot higher, right? So they want to see that. And so this could lead you to having, potentially 5-10 different resumes if you're applying to 5-10 different places, and that's fine. Okay, if that is what you have to do, you have to do that. But make sure you are tailoring, not changing, tailoring your resume to the job description of the business analyst at the company you're applying for. And again, do that, and that's how you clean up your resume. And then interview skills, brush up on your interview skills. Make sure you go ahead and you practice those when you are, tasked with in-person, virtual, or over the phone interview. So practice the questions. There's usually a lot of behavioral questions, talking about experiences, tell me about a time. That's a behavioral question. Tell me about a time you were put in a leadership position. Tell me about a time you failed. So you want to be able to just practice those questions and practice answering them, okay? And that is how you brush up on your interview skills, and just make sure you do that. Again, the biggest thing I can tell you with interviews is you just want to show an emphasis on your willingness to learn, okay? They want to know that you are willing to learn, even if you don't know how to do something and you're honest about it, but you say, hey, I don't have this, I might not know this application, but I do, know this, and I am willing to learn this, and that is how I plan to bridge the gap. As long as you have a plan for it, that's all I care about. So if I tell you, hey, do you know how to do something? Do you know how to do this? And you basically say, well, I might not know how to do that thing exactly, but I do know how to do this, and I can leverage this to do that, right? Selling yourself. Got to be a salesman. So go ahead and clean up your resume and interview skills. And then 5, I've actually run out of room here, but number 5 is going to be a very, very important rule, which is apply every day. Folks, people don't take this seriously. And it really, really makes me mad, because trying to get a full-time job is a full-time job, okay? When you are applying for a position, you need to give it your 110%. You need to be applying every single day, applying a lot. And like I said, if you have to make up a new resume for every company you apply to, you go ahead and do that, because that's what it takes. And you want it that bad, you are willing to put in that work. So go ahead and apply every single day. And I promise you, you are going to have some, callbacks for interviews. You'll have some job offers, hopefully, and you'll be able to pick, hopefully, from a few different job offers, okay, as a business analyst. So again, just to recap here, these are the 5 steps. Self-educate and train. Find out everything you can. Be a sponge. Learn about the BA world. I've got plenty of courses that I've told you guys about in my description. Qualify yourself, part 2. Bridge the gap with, the degree that you may not have, certifications, working on your soft and hard skills, and any applications that you might need to learn. 3, leverage your current experiences and make them transferable skills. So anything that you've had experience in previously, find a way to utilize that. I promise you, you can pull something out. I promise you can pull something out that's a transferable skill. 4, clean up the resume, tailor it to the job description that you were looking for at the particular company, brush up on those interview skills, and finally, apply every single day. I promise you, if you take these 5 steps, you will be well on your way to landing your first job as a business analyst. So hopefully that helps you guys out. If it does, please make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please make sure to subscribe as always. Thanks for watching.